If you've ever driven a wheelchair lift van, you've seen this thing before. Today we talk about it. What we're looking at is the display unit from a company called Intermotive that makes lift interlock systems for these wheelchair lift vans. And the primary function of this thing is to make sure that the van is stationary while the lift is being operated. And so that means that it will not let the lift power up unless the vehicle is in park and the park brake is engaged. So if your wheelchair lift is deployed, this device keeps the van from moving. Now I'm going to show you a little bit more about it, and there's some lights on here that will tell you some things that you need to know. The first light that you see here that is lit up in red is this P. That just simply means that you got the vehicle in park. Now you can see my shifter located here in front of the display unit. I'm going to pull my van into gear and let you see the light go off as we pull it into gear. Now the next light I want to show you is to the left of it, where it says PB. This stands simply for park brake, and I'm going to press it down and you'll notice that light come on as well. But then to the left you also see this one that looks like a lock with a wheelchair in it, and all that is telling this unit that right now it's impossible for this van to be pulled into gear. And so if I was to take my van right now and try to pull it in gear, it will not go. And all this is, again, just safety to prevent anything bad from happening while the wheelchair lift is deployed. Now if you'll notice, I've got two more lights lit up. This top light, door ajar, this is just simply referring to the wheelchair lift door. I have opened the door on the vehicle, getting ready to deploy the lift, and so this is lit up, letting me know that the door is indeed open. This could be helpful if you get in your van and you can't get it in gear after you've pulled your park brake up. Look up, and if that light is lit, then it lets you simply know that, again, it's not going to let that van move. And so you can go check your door and make sure that light, of course, once it goes off, you'll be able to pull it in gear again. Then below that is a light that looks like a lightning bolt, and if you'll notice, it's lit up in green. This is just the system's way of telling you that the vehicle is secured safely, that it's not going anywhere, and as far as this system is concerned, that wheelchair lift is ready to operate. Now, of course, there are some other variables that could prevent it from working as far as having power and those things, but from this system's standpoint, that green light, when you open the door, tells you that it's okay. I'll shut the door and I'll let you see the lights go back off. Now if you notice, my door ajar and my green light are both lit. I'm going to allow the door to close, and as it closes you'll see those lights go off. Here we go. And you notice both of those lights go off, showing us that the lift is not ready to be used. Now if you notice here, you see our P's lit, meaning that it is in park. The shift interlock light is on as well to the right of that, meaning that I cannot pull it out of gear unless the brake is applied. But notice my PB is off. All I have done is release my park brake. Notice two things here. I've got my door open because my door ajar light's on, but the lightning bolt, the green light, notice that it's off. And so all I have to do, I'm going to push my park brake down, and as I do, we'll see the red light and the green light both come on at the same time. Now I have intentionally left my park brake off to show you how this safety mechanism works. If you'll notice on my lift power switch, it's flipped on and the green light is on as well, letting us know that this lift does have power. But as I open the doors, one of the things I should look for are these LEDs up top. There's one on each side, but if you'll notice, neither one of those are on. Again, this is where that interlock overrides the power, because even though the lift does have power from its main source, this safety unit is keeping it from coming on because that park brake has not been pushed down. So if I push my park brake down, these lights should then light up and the lift will be ready for operation. So as you get ready to leave your van to use your lift, make sure these 3 lights are lit up or your lift will not operate. Here's another version of this same kind of display, and it works on the same premise. Although here we got PK, which stands for park, and then of course we got a wheelchair, and then the letters SL, and then the words PB. And so I'll show you how this one works as well. Very similar. Right now I have the van in gear. I'm going to put it in park, and you'll see our first light come on. Now I'm going to pull my park brake, and you'll see the park brake and the shift lock. That's what SL stands for. In other words, right now I can't pull this van out of gear. Although you see me trying to, the park light's actually coming off, but I can't pull it out of gear, so it is secure. And then the next thing would be the wheelchair and the door ajar. If I open the wheelchair lift door, those 2 lights will come on as well, and I'll show you what they look like. Now here I have opened my wheelchair lift door. You'll notice on this particular one, the door ajar light is flashing, but then my wheelchair light is now on as well. And so again, I'm gonna put my park brake down. You'll notice my wheelchair light went off. In other words, you're not going to be able to use it. No power to it now. And of course the park brake light is off, but the door ajar, the shift lock, the park, all that's still intact. And so basically these lights are just showing you these are things that you need to address before you can use your lift. And so I'm going to pull my park brake again. And of course you see now all the lights are lit and it's ready to be used. Here's one more variation of these shift interlock displays. As you can see, my 3 lights that are lit up are the regular lights that we've already learned about. To the far left is the lightning bolt, letting us know that our lift is able to work. But then you'll see the second one from the left, and it is not lit currently. This, on this display, is the door ajar, and so it's supposed to look kind of like a lift there, but this is the door ajar on this particular style display. Now there's one more light I want to discuss, and that's the advanced fast idle, this green light over here. And you'll notice this light only when you put your van in park, and from what I understand, that this fast idle comes on so as when you're using the lift, it does not put a strain on the electrical system. Now you notice the light is lit in our situation here. And I'm also going to show you the tachometer and what the van is idling at currently. Now my fast idle has been engaged. You'll notice my tachometer is reading about 1500 RPMs. And as I put my foot on the brake, which I'm getting ready to do here, you'll notice that my RPMs drop down to about 750, approximately half of what they currently are. Now, as I let my foot back off the brake, in just a second, the system will initiate its cycle again and go back up to this 1500. And there it goes. Now, I'm going to show you what happens again as I put my foot on the brake. The RPMs go down, but this green light is still on. I'm going to show you how to cut this off, because sometimes you may be sitting for 15 or 20 minutes and there's no use in the vehicle running at 1500 RPMs wasting gas. And so I'm going to show you simply all you got to do to cut this thing off. Now, if you'll notice, beside of the green light is this yellow engage button. Now, I have my foot on the brake where my idle is back down to normal. I'm going to push in on this engage button. You'll feel it's raised up off of the display here. I'm going to push in on it, let my hand off of it. Now I'm going to let off the brake, and you'll notice that the light cuts off. Now that the light is off on the fast idle, it is remaining at our regular idle speed, about 750 RPMs. I don't have my foot on the brake. It's maintaining this. Now, if you put your vehicle in drive and go drive around and park again, then this fast idle may engage again. So you may have to put your foot on the brake and hold it, press your engage button, and then let off the button, then let off of your brake until that light goes off. If you don't get it right the first time, try it again. But once the light goes off, it will indeed idle as it's supposed to. That was just another little helpful tip I'm just trying to give you to help you to have a better day and encourage you along the way.